I'm making it coming. You better believe that. I'm making it coming. You better believe that. I'm making it coming.
What is good, guys? Raging Spirit Gaming here. Yeah, so it's finally time. We're gonna do a Q&A video. So, I saw this list of questions on Twitter, and I thought, hey, it's a pretty good list of questions, pretty wide variety of things. So, before we get into this, I do want to announce that um, we hit 100 followers on Twitter. We're nearing our 250 on YouTube. And I finally got my Patreon started. So if you guys want to, and you definitely do not need to, but if you want to support the channel, all donations go towards my new setup, the PC, microphone, webcam, that stuff. So there will be a link to that down in the description. There's 3 different tiers, and they all come with their own perks. So yeah, if you guys want to check that out, go ahead. But anyways, we'll get into this Q&A here. So first question is, well, first set of questions are have you evers. So have you ever skipped class? Too many times to count, actually. I found a way to work around the system because the way my school did it, at least for high school, was if you didn't show up at the end of the day at a very set time, an automated system would call your house and say, a student in your household by the name of, and that would say your name, was absent from period, and then which period you missed, and then the date, and then to call the school. So I would get home and I'd sit by the phone until that call came in and immediately hit talk and end and then clear the history. So my parents never knew that the school was calling. So I found a way to get around it and skip a lot. Don't skip school, kids. Have you ever done drugs? I have tried drugs. I definitely do not condone them, and I probably will never do them again. Definitely not worth it. There's a lot better ways to have fun and deal with problems and stuff. So yeah, I have, but I probably never will again. Self-harmed. I've talked to you guys before about how I've struggled my whole life with depression. Yes, I have self-harmed, and it doesn't really help. It helps at the time, but then later in life you realize it didn't really help you. So, to anybody out there, instead of self-harming, just talk to people. Like, you can always talk to me. A lot of people in this community are like that. Like, if you need to talk, they're there to talk. So, if you guys feel like doing that, just know that you can reach out to people like us, and we're here to listen to you. Drink. I do drink. I wouldn't say I have a problem, but I do go out occasionally and have a few drinks with the guys. Um, Shoplifted. That's one thing so far on this list I have never done. I've never shoplifted. Um, I can't say as a teenager I didn't think about it, but I never actually went through with it. Gotten a tattoo. I actually have multiple tattoos currently and am working on getting more. Like you guys have probably seen this one in a lot of my videos, and then I have another one across my chest here. Broken up with somebody. There's only ever been one relationship where I actually broke up with the person, and that's actually the person I'm still friends with, so yeah, I have broken up with somebody. Alright, now down to what's your favorite questions? What's your favorite show? That changes a lot, but I think right now for me, my favorite show is Stranger Things. Um, I didn't like it at first, but I got really, really into it about halfway through season one. Favorite movie? That I'm gonna split into two categories because I have lots of favorite movies, but I like to say there's like live action and animated. They have to be separated. Favorite animated movie by far is Lilo and Stitch. And my favorite live action movie I would have to say is Forrest Gump with Tom Hanks. Amazing movie, super inspirational. Um, Favorite song. Once again, my favorite song changes almost on a daily basis. But I think the one I've been kind of flowing with right now is For the Glory. Amazing song, super inspirational, and it definitely gets you pumped up. Like if you have to go out and do something or you feel like you're taking on the world, you definitely want to listen to that song before doing it. Favorite artist. Now, okay, so singer and band is next, so I'm gonna assume artist as in like visual arts. Um, I'm not even really sure who my favorite artist is. I'd like to say Van Gogh just because he's like it's that dark, depressing um, other way of looking at things, and I kind of really like that mindset that he has. And his paintings can be interpreted in so many different ways. It's really interesting. Singer or band? Um, that's kind of throw up for me. Like I don't really associate myself too much with like singular bands. But if I had to, I'd say probably Billy Talent, honestly. I think out of out of all the songs on my phone, my iTunes and everything, Billy Talent's the one that has the majority of it. Like I have all of their albums, complete albums. I enjoy just about every single song on every album. So I'd have to say probably Billy Talent. Um, Favorite memory. Huh. I think my favorite memory was actually the day that I started making content on YouTube. Like, I know this is gonna sound really cheesy, but it wasn't very spectacular the first day that I streamed. Like, I think I maybe had two people come into the stream, and I'm pretty sure it was Turtle Tactics and Real American Studios. And I don't know, it just kind of gave me that push, like, oh, so people are gonna come, and it pushed me to continue going, pushed me to see how far I could make it and what I could do. And it's actually the reason I'm still making content. Because I'm one of those people that I'll try something, and if it doesn't seem like I'm going to get anywhere, I don't bother putting in that time. Because there's no point in me doing something for you guys to enjoy if you guys aren't going to be able to enjoy it. Like, if you're never going to see it, if you're never going to understand it, there's no point in me doing it. So, for me, it was seeing that people would actually come out, and it really built my channel that day. It gave me the push I needed to continue going. So I'd say definitely the first day I ever started streaming was probably my favorite memory, or at least favorite recent memory. Um, Favorite book? Um, I'd have to say it's not necessarily a book, but it's a whole series of books. Would be The Last Apprentice. Absolutely amazing series. I've done a lot of things with that series. Like I've used it to adapt into my own stories. Um, I used to play a lot of Dungeons and Dragons, and I would uh, I would DM. So I actually used that series to create a world and make a campaign out of that world. So it's definitely had a lot of influence on my creative abilities, and it's a very interesting book. Like I was hooked on the series. I own the whole series, actually paperback, and I think I've read through it about 10 or 12 times. So yeah. So this or that. So basically one or the other. Invisibility or ability to fly. Well, I don't like heights, and I'm probably never going to get in a plane anyways, so invisibility for sure for me. Like, flat out invisibility. Um, Cookies or cake? I would honestly have to say cake. I love icing. Like, cookies are great, but cake all the way for me. Twitter or Facebook? Well, I have Twitter for the channel. The only reason I have Facebook is because my job gives me my schedule through Facebook. So, yeah, Twitter definitely, because I don't need all that Facebook shit. Coke or Sprite, for me that depends on the day. First of all, I'm gonna have to say definitely Sprite because I drink Pepsi instead of Coke. I know I'm gonna get a lot of shit for that, but I prefer Pepsi to Coke. But for me, it does depend on the day. Like some days I feel like I want a lighter soda, which would be like a clear soda, like Sprite, 7 Up, ginger ale. Other days I want that syrupy soda, like Coke, Pepsi, root beer. You know what I mean? Oh, and sorry about my voice, guys. I am still recovering from a bit of strep, so trying to make this video kind of shorter so I don't have to strain my voice too much. Would I rather be blind or deaf? Can't speak today either. Would I rather be blind or deaf? I think I'd rather be deaf. Like, honestly, I'd rather be deaf. I already have a lot of problems with my eyes, and I thank God every day that I can still see as it is. Um, Tea or coffee? That's another one like the Coke or Sprite thing. It depends on the day. Like, right now I'm sick, so I've been drinking a lot of tea. Or if I'm writing, I like to drink tea to relax and get in the mood. But I usually drink coffee like all day, and then I'll have a cup of tea before I go to bed, or if I'm sick or that. So that's a situational one. I would say I definitely do drink more coffee, so I'm gonna have to say coffee. What's your age? I'm 22, actually. So yeah, in case any of you guys didn't know, she's 22 years old. Sign would be Capricorn. December baby, Capricorn. Height, 5'10", so I'm not tall, but I'm not short either. I'm right in that average height. Sexual orientation, straight. Longest relationship. My longest relationship was just over 5 years. I believe like 5 years and 2 months, and it did not end well. It's my opinion on gay rights. I believe that everyone has the right to do what they want. Like, who am I to say what love is real and what love is not real? If you love somebody, you love somebody. That's how it is. I have nothing against gay people, and I actually support gay marriage and gay rights. Second chances, depending on what it is. Like, if you're in a relationship and someone cheats on you, I do believe there's room for a second chance, but you have to take that time to talk and heal. Then again, saying that too, same thing with like if a friend betrays you. Like, I've had plenty of times where my friends have betrayed me, and I'm sure I've betrayed somebody before, and they've given me a second chance. And I do believe in giving people second chances, but there are certain things you can't give second chances to, like someone comes over and murders your dog. Like, I wouldn't give somebody a second chance for that. It's a severity thing. Long distance relationships, as I said with gay rights, if you love somebody, you love somebody. Like, if you and that person can find a way to make a long distance relationship work, I'm happy for you. I've personally had a long distance relationship, and it's probably one of the best relationships in my life. Um, I do think they can work if you at some point do end up meeting each other. Like, you can't just have a long distance relationship for your whole life. I feel like at some point you have to at least talk about making plans to go and see one another for that relationship to work, or else one person or the other person is just going to feel like it's hopeless and give up on it. Um, Abortion. Once again, that's a flip-flop one for me. On one hand, I do support like the woman's right to choose and the parent's right to choose if they have a baby. And like, I understand if you're in a financially bad spot, like if you can't financially support a child, or if you can't, if you're not mentally stable to support a child. Yes, I can understand that, but at the same time, I personally wouldn't. do that, I would find another way because I wouldn't be able to live with myself taking another life. I have nothing against other people that do it if they have justification for it. But personally, I couldn't do it. Um, Opinion on the death penalty. Again, for me, it's that varying factor. Because back in the day, death penalty was basically punishable. Every crime was a death penalty. You stole from somebody, you get hung in a tree. It needs to be done to a varying degree. If you take a life, I feel like the death penalty would suit you. But at the same time, that's just an easy way out. You have that, because if you go to jail and you spend 25 plus years in jail dealing with the shit in there, that's really more punishment than having your own life taken. But at the same time, you're still alive, so you can still live a life after that. And that's why it's one of those flip-flop situations where on some planes I agree with it, on some planes I don't. It's a very hard decision. Um, Marijuana, I agree with it for its medicinal purposes. Personally, I don't do it. I have no problem with people who do. No problem with people who do it for the high. But for me, I see it as more of a medicinal purpose. Like people with cancer going through chemo, severe back pain, stuff like that. I can understand it being used in medicinal purposes. Opinion on love. I believe love is out there, although I do not believe love is out there for everybody. Like, me personally, I don't think I'll ever find it. But a lot of my friends have already found it, and they're super happy and all that. And I'm happy for them. And honestly, if I do never find somebody, I'm not going to be too upset about it. Like, I'm enjoying myself, I'm doing what I want to do, I'm not upset with the way my life is going right now. Do you believe in ghosts? Yes, I do. And, the first story time with RSG video was actually a true story from my life. Something that actually happened to me that scares me to this day. And, like, I believe in ghosts and the paranormal and stuff, and I actually eventually want to branch out into exploring abandoned areas, like taking a camera out there and vlogging and trying to find some of this cool stuff, right? Like, I've always been into that. Do I sleep with the door open or closed? I like my privacy, especially because I don't live in my own house right now. Like, I'm back with my mom and dad, so I like to sleep with my door closed, um, just because I like my privacy. Do I have a boyfriend or girlfriend? No, I am single, have been for almost a full year now, and probably will be for the rest of my life, so yeah. And like yourself, if you've watched any of my content, you already know I don't fucking like myself. I hate myself. But I'm learning to love myself, and that's what matters. But for the most part, no, I don't like myself, but I'm working on changing into somebody I will like. But yeah, so that was a quick Q&A video. If you guys want me to do another one of these, like find a new list, or even if you guys send me in questions, I will definitely do another one of those. But yeah, see you guys next time.